I don't usually cry, but yesterday I did. And it wasn't because my stress levels were through the roof. It wasn't even because we had to call the police. It was because over 15,000 of you showed up yesterday to Ugly Potato Day to grab free produce. You didn't just show up, you waited in line for hours. Yesterday was one of the most heavily rained days of the year. I feel that this just shows how broken our country actually is.
How long did you wait in line up for?
About an hour and a half.
An hour and a half in the pouring rain. Dude, you are a legend. You want.
Family is sick, so here we go.
Attaboy.
I heard story after story about families not being able to afford produce, and it broke our heart. Overall, we are able to give out 250,000 pounds of vegetables, but I am truly sorry to the thousands of people that we turned away. Hopefully, you at least got an apple for my dad in the tractor. We will do this event again, but we will have to think even bigger picture next time.
Hello, everyone. Thanks for tuning in. So, as our government is facing what is becoming one of the longest shutdowns in history, many Americans are feeling the pain. Not only federal workers, but everyday families who are scrambling to put food on the table. Meanwhile, our out of touch president is more concerned about tearing down the East Wing of the White House and building a luxurious $300 million ballroom. Many would say this is one of many of his Maria Antoinette moment. Why American families are starving, federal workers are hurting, farmers are hurting, and what Trump is worried about is a ballroom for him and his friends to dance.
Nobody's actually seen anything quite like it. I think it'll be one of the great ballrooms anywhere in the world. It's about $300 million. It's set to do many, many things, including meetings of foreign leaders, including the honoring of foreign leaders. This is an interior shot of the ballroom. I think there'll be nothing like it. And it's being paid for 100% by me and some friends of mine, donors to it. The government's paying absolutely nothing. We're also working with the military on it because they want to make sure everything's perfect. You can see the kind of interiors that we're talking about. That's an interior of the ballroom. It's something that has gotten incredible reviews.
Let's start with the shutdown. The federal government have been closed or partially closed since October 1st because Congress failed to pass funding for the new fiscal year. By some counts, it's now the longest in U.S. history. Now, let's move to food insecurity. One of the key narratives we hear is, especially from the right-wing MAGA community, is, look, the government shutdown doesn't matter to me. It's mostly affecting minorities, urban centers, low-income folks, not normal families. But the data tells a different story. For example, the Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program, famously known as SNAP or food stamp. Data revealed that in 2020, non-Hispanic white adults account for 44.6% of recipients. And other research shows that white non-Hispanic households are in fact the largest group of SNAP or food stamp recipients in raw numbers, about 6.8 million households versus 4.1 million black households. Another breakdown, census data shows that among SNAP households, 42% are headed by non-Latinx whites, 25% by non-Latinx black persons, and 23% Latinx of any race, and 4% of Latinx Asians. So the idea that this is only a minority issue is misleading. Yes, relatively, percentage of population vary, and yes, black and brown households are more likely to face food insecurities. But in terms of raw numbers, white households are a large portion of the program. In short, families who are employed but living paycheck to paycheck are facing huge grocery inflation pressures. Despite what the president says about grocery prices, we all know that grocery prices are going up and wages are not keeping up. Millions of working families are feeling the squeeze, and the president keep lying and claiming that everything is going down.
He also claimed prices have gone down since he returned to the White House.
Prices are down on groceries. Prices are down for oil. Prices are down for all energy. Prices are down at tremendous numbers for gasoline. And let me tell you, when you have the big thing, what he did, he spent like a stupid person, which he was, but he spent like a very stupid person. And that was bad for inflation. But what really killed us with inflation was the price of energy.
Let's chat with Nancy Cordes, who joins us from the White House for a fact check on this. Nancy, good morning to you. So let's check what the president just said. Are prices really coming down anywhere?
A lot of the prices he listed there, Errol, are not coming down, and yet he continues to repeat that they are. Groceries, for example, the president continuously says that groceries are coming down under his administration. The price of groceries, according to the latest government data we have, this is his government, indicate that the price of groceries came up 0.5% from February to March and up 2.5% from last March. So the price of groceries not shooting up, but certainly not going down. He also continues to insist that the price of gasoline is way down. In fact, Errol, he has been arguing that in some states it's as low as $1.98. AAA, Gas Buddy, the people who track gas prices say they cannot find a gas station anywhere in the United States where gas is as low as $1.98. In fact, the average cost of a gallon of gas is up a few cents since President Trump took office, from about $3.12 a gallon to $3.16 a gallon.
Yeah, and this is one of those things our viewers can easily fact check for themselves. Check out your local gas station and compare the prices to what the president is saying.
The only thing that's going down right now is our income, and the only thing going up is inflation and grocery prices going along with it. Now, add the shutdown to the mix, with federal programs possibly delayed, benefits at risk, and Trump's political attention elsewhere. That's a recipe that heightens vulnerability on a lot of American families. So when someone says you see more black household on food assistance, proportionally, they are correct in a sense. Black households are more likely per capita to participate. But when the conversation stops there and ignore the raw numbers or wider context like economic stress across groups, you miss the full picture. And the narrative can lead to diversion, like people saying this wouldn't affect me, so they don't care. But if your household is white, working, and maybe 2 jobs, grocery prices are still expensive and you should care. And most of us are just one check away from being homeless, not being able to afford groceries for our kids, so we should care. So the policy decisions of this president affects everyone, not just those we assume they will. And at the moment, Donald Trump's political priorities is not actually showing that he cares. So let me know what you think. Is this shutdown affecting you and your family? Is grocery prices going down as the president claims? Let me know what you think in the comment section. See you on my next video.